26F and 22M boyfriend of 2 years lied about his age and told me he was 27. Me and my boyfriend have been together for 2 years, we've lived together for one of those years. It was the best relationship. We have had ups and downs and there have been some issues, but he's promised to change and he really does love me. He never gives up on me, he always pushes me up, takes care of me and treats me like an all-round princess. But it feels like the fairy tale was too good to be true. So his passport has always said his birth year was 2001, but when I met him he said in his country, Albania. They made a mistake and it happens all the time, like a printing mistake, and he needs to get it corrected. He told me he was born in 1996, making him a year older than me. I told him I would never go for someone younger than me, so I don't know if that's what initially prompted the lie. I was skeptical, but his mum and brother confirmed, although I found out they were just covering for him and told him to say the truth, but clearly he never did. He also doesn't look 22, he's really tall and got a lot of facial hair, so he looks a lot older generally. I found out today from his sister the truth, accidentally, and I just felt my heart break. I feel sick knowing how much he's lied to me. We celebrated 2 birthdays together and I got him cards balloons with the wrong ages. I always complain about how we're getting old and he always joins in. We always talk about marriage and our future, and I just think, how can a 22-year-old want that? There's 2 problems here. The first is that he lied, and it's not the first time. A year ago I caught him messaging a girl on Instagram. He lied about getting her details but admitted it once I found out. Forgiving that took a lot, but he completely changed since then and has been 100% loyal and honest. Well, at least I thought. Now this has happened, I've questioned everything and said if there's anything else it needs to come out now. He's sworn there isn't anything else, it was just this, and he really did want to tell me, he just didn't know how to even start. He felt so guilty and just didn't want to lose me. I genuinely do believe he loves me. He said I'm the only thing he's ever loved. He loves me more than his mum. He would do anything to make it work. So second problem, the age. It might not be big for some people, but I never wanted to date a younger guy. I think already guys mature later than girls, and a lot of things make sense now because I always thought he had an anger problem and used to shout for everything, but I think that's because of age. For his age he actually is quite mature, but for the 27-year-old man I thought it was always questionable. I still love him so much, but a lot of things he does now, I think the selfishness, lack of respect to everyone, puppy love, comes from his age. I'm really conflicted because if he was older I'd probably forgive it. But the age, I feel like 25 plus minimum. I felt like I was a different person at 22 and I've grown up so much. I would also feel so embarrassed telling my friends and family. I don't think anyone would take him seriously. But all this time I never realized from him. I thought men just mature later, so I still thought his behavior was normal for a 27-year-old. And I've recently talked to him about his anger separately and he was working on it, and I didn't really have many other issues. I instinctively broke up with him after finding out, and I'm just so sad because I feel like he can get over it and still have his life ahead of him, whereas I've wasted my time. I was planning my future. I thought he was going to be my husband. We were going to get engaged in 3 years, and I don't have it in me for another relationship. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get over him. He made me the happiest I've ever been. Have I made the right decision? Too long did not read. Boyfriend is 4 years younger than me. Not happy he lied for 2 years and not sure if I can be with someone younger than me. Is it worth still trying? The age issue does not bother me. The dishonesty is a deal breaker. This lie shows that he's 100% willing to manipulate you to get what he wants. Make of that what you will. He lied to deceive you into staying until you fell for him. That makes him a poss. The age thing is silly. People mature at the same rate. That notion that women mature quicker only applies when you're like teenagers. But the lying is a deal breaker for sure. Dump him with the quickness. I don't think his age is that huge of a problem, but the lying definitely is. He knew that age is an issue to you, which is valid and matters. He lied knowing you felt that way, so he took your choice away. That's not okay. It doesn't really matter why you believed him. Everyone is supposed to be able to trust their partner. He's shown you that you absolutely can't trust him. Deal breaker for me. That's not what mature adults do. My 42F son, 15F, told me last night that he had seen my husband, 52M, kissing another woman. I was always close with my children, but especially my son. He always felt comfortable talking with me about everything, and last night, we were sitting in his room. He broke out into tears and told me everything. While out with his friends after school, he saw his dad, my husband, kissing another woman. At first it shocked me and it took me a while to collect myself. I comforted him and told him that I believe him and thanked him for trusting me. We have been attending marriage counseling for the last couple of months. My husband has an extensive history dealing with depression. He tends to withdraw from me when his condition worsens. He has a terrible childhood PTSD. But he's an amazing father. He's always been there for our children. Also, another reason we need therapy is because he deals with low self-esteem issues. Considering that I am doing so much better career-wise than him, and that I earn more money than he does, that has made him feel inferior to me. Now here comes the dilemma. Cheating is a deal breaker for me. A lot of things add up. He started coming back home late, but he had also recently started a new job, so I tried not to think much of it. My husband had been married before me. His first marriage ended due to his first wife's cheating. My son trusted me enough to share this with me. I don't want to betray him. And he has never lied to me in the past. How do I confront my husband about what I know? TLR. Yesterday, my son revealed that he had seen his father kissing another woman. Our marriage is already on a strain. We have been attending therapy for months. And his cheating is the last straw. We never talked about opening our marriage because we both had been cheated on before. I don't know how to confront my husband and what should be my next move. I don't want to betray him. And he has never lied to me in the past. How do I confront my husband about what I know? Why not bring it up during your next couples therapy session? You don't need to mention your son at all. Simply say that he has been seen out, kissing another woman, and take things from there. Just tell him you knew he's cheating as someone you trusted saw him. If this is a deal-breaker to you, tell him also that you're filing for divorce. Remember to not stay in the marriage since it will be better for your son. Do what is right for you. Kids can feel the strain in the family. Your husband might not be working late but rather seeing the new girl. Speak to a lawyer before you confront him and get your ducks, money in a row. Shift the marriage counseling conversations to how to divorce with minimal damage to the kids. This is a deal breaker for you, so let the deal be broken. My 31F husband, 32M, cheated on me while on a long work trip. Honestly, I don't know why I'm posting this, maybe partially to get it off my chest or because of the shock. I found out that my husband cheated on me with a woman in Thailand while he was there with the military. We had a strong marriage for the past 11 years. I moved from friends and family, away from jobs, switched to online school, and was supportive throughout most of this. Admittedly, I struggle with depression and anxiety. It's been a battle to overcome each day, and I have tried to keep my emotions transparent and communicate openly with him as I trusted him the most with my most vulnerable thoughts and feelings. He has become more protective of his phone, and I could feel the emotional distance after he came home after being away in Thailand for 3 months. I don't know why, but I checked his phone. I understand there is an invasion of privacy to that, and I'm not proud of that. I just felt this gut feeling internally yelling at me to check it. And there it was. The girl he met over there, all the messages, sexual and not, the phone calls, pictures, plans to build a life together, to both leave their spouses. He said she's made him the happiest he's ever felt. I'm broken. I didn't even know he felt any of this. Was it all just a lie what we shared? I am halfway across the country away from friends and family on the opposite side. I have no clue where to even begin. I told him to leave our home, change the lock code, and here we are. How do I even navigate this? Oh sweetie, I am so sorry that you got blindsided with this. Get a lawyer. Figure out where you are with finances and divorce, 'cause it's coming. Get a therapist and make good use of them to help propel yourself through the next stage. Protect yourself and your heart. Don't let him break you with his selfishness. Best of luck. Are you able to go back to your family? Do you have kids? Get a really good divorce lawyer and into therapy. Call up your friends and family to let them know what's going on. They'll be there to support you emotionally and maybe even financially if needed. Maybe even a place to stay. But for right now, after you've cried, pick yourself up and just get the ball rolling with the divorce. He didn't respect you or the relationship enough to stay faithful. I don't have any valuable advice that hasn't already been shared, but I'm so sorry. You'll be fine. The divorce is going to suck, more than you imagine and for longer, but in the end he's going to be a bad memory, and later, not even that. Get a good lawyer. Ask around. Get recommendations from other lawyers. It's worth it. You'll be happy again. I promise. 27F – Getting doubts about relationship because 27M – hasn't proposed yet. Me and my boyfriend have been dating for 3+ years and been living together for 2. Last year he started hinting at the possibility of him proposing soon, and I was extremely excited as both of us have known since early on in the relationship that we want to spend our lives together. Around this time he jokingly added a date and a ring emoji in his Instagram bio to prank his friends. Time passed and no proposal happened. Then he said that when both of us get our degrees he would propose. We both did and nothing happened. Then he hinted at proposing on my birthday and nothing happened. Now a year has passed since he first mentioned proposing, and a while ago I burst into tears and confessed to him that I felt like a joke that was no longer funny. He still had his bio, prank. And I said that to me it was a constant reminder of something I was excited for, but that wasn't happening. He said he understood and removed it and said that he still wants to get married, but he didn't think it would have to happen immediately. Now he's hinting at proposing during the summer, but by now I am starting to reconsider whether or not it is something I still want after getting my hopes up and then crushed so many times. I have talked to him and he seems to understand my POV, but also feels like I am pressuring him. Any advice on how to move on from this? It blows my mind how many women post about wanting to get married to their partners, but can't seem to actually have an honest conversation with their partners about marriage. If you cannot tell your boyfriend that you want to get engaged in X amount of time, then you should not be entering into something as enormous as a marriage with that person. What is stopping you from proposing to him? If it's because you think he'd say no, then that is yet another reason you should not be getting married to him. His actions speak louder than words. He has not made the move, and likely never will. Time to say goodbye and move on. He's the boy who cried wolf. You deserve a man. Move on and don't look back. This is not going to get better. Yay, I'm moving out of my boyfriend doesn't do it this year. I've let him know, and also I don't even know if I'm going to wait until the end of the year. Give him a time limit or leave. My husband used to dangle the getting married comment but never took the leap. I finally told him that don't bother bringing it up if he wasn't serious, and if and when he did propose, I may or may not want to. He was so afraid of losing me, he proposed within months. We lived together for 9 years prior to marriage, so it wasn't as if I was rushing him.